10 million years ago, on a forest floor in Africa, a small primate found a piece of fruit that had been sitting there for days. It should have ignored it. Instead, it ate it. And something happened in its brain that would eventually explain your Friday night. That fruit was rotting, and rotting fruit means one thing: sugar breaking down into alcohol. The primate that ate it didn't know why, but it felt something. A little looser, a little warmer, and it came back for more. Right now, when you take a drink, your brain lights up in almost the exact same way that primates did. That warm, relaxed, slightly floaty feeling isn't something your body invented for beer. It's borrowed from a system 10 million years older than humans. Here's the mechanism. Your body has an enzyme called alcohol dehydrogenase, and its whole job is breaking down ethanol. Humans have a version of this enzyme that works about 40 times faster than most other animals. That's not random. That mutation shows up right around the time our ancestors started spending more time on the forest floor, where fallen, fermenting fruit was easiest to find. Think about what that means. Evolution didn't just tolerate our attraction to alcohol, it optimized us for it. The primates who could process fermented fruit faster got more calories, more often, with less risk of poisoning. And the ones who couldn't process it well simply didn't compete as effectively. Over millions of years, an entire lineage was shaped around a chemical that today, in concentrated form, we call a drink. So by the time actual humans showed up, the taste for it was already built in. We didn't invent the desire, we just got better at satisfying it on purpose. Here's the evidence for that. At Rakafet Cave in Israel, archaeologists found stone mortars used by a group called the Natufians roughly 13,000 years ago. Residue analysis showed wheat and barley that had been deliberately soaked, germinated, and fermented. That's beer, brewed on purpose, by people who hadn't even invented farming yet. Here's what nobody talks about. The Natufians didn't need beer to survive, they already had food. Getting drunk wasn't a byproduct of solving a survival problem, it was the goal itself. People organized their time, their labor, and their limited grain supply around producing something whose entire purpose was to change how their brains felt. That's not incidental behavior. That's priority. And it shows up again and again across completely unconnected cultures, separated by oceans and thousands of years, all independently arriving at the same discovery. Grain and fruit, left alone with water and time, becomes something that changes you. Every culture that found this out kept doing it. So what's actually happening in your brain when you drink? Alcohol slows down communication between neurons, specifically dampening the parts of your brain responsible for judgment and social anxiety while boosting dopamine, the same chemical tied to reward and pleasure. In small amounts, this produces exactly what that ancient primate felt on the forest floor: reduced inhibition, increased warmth toward the people around you, and a mild sense of reward, all from a chemical your body was already primed to recognize and respond to. That's the full picture. 10 million years ago, a chemical accident in rotting fruit gave your ancestors a reason to keep eating a specific kind of food. Their bodies adapted to process it efficiently. That adaptation became a built-in reward response. And 10 million years later, completely unrelated groups of humans all over the planet independently figured out how to recreate that exact chemical on purpose, then built rituals, economies, and entire cultural traditions around it. You didn't learn to enjoy that first sip. You inherited it. Every time you feel that familiar warmth spread through your chest, you're not experiencing something new. You're experiencing the same reward circuit that convinced a primate 10 million years ago to reach for one more piece of fruit on the forest floor, and to come back tomorrow for another one.